we go. Collaborating to advocate for ELL. So some important information that we are all going to want to know. Who are our stakeholders? Well, our parents, our families, the teachers, the students, obviously, everybody that works for our district. We also in Waukegan have United Way of Lake County that helps out with stuff. They come into the building and they see what they can do to help with us, such as their kindergarten readiness program, which is a pretty neat one and one that's definitely helped our district out. So they got a lot of good information on their website too. We, as a staff and our administration, we need to be strong on reinforcing our expectations for ELLs because we really need to stand up for them. Typically, we know that our students do not have much of a voice with being their ages, and we have to really step up. Some strategies here too. We can definitely help create the culture that we have a shared responsibility. We all do. Even teachers in the Gen Ed DL program, everybody does. They are all our students. All of our teachers need to be well versed in these programs. They need to know what programs are offered and what we can do for our ELLs. And also something important is the counseling in the L1 of those students. So they might need something, but they might need it in Spanish or French or Greek, whatever their native language is. They absolutely need those things. Some other strategies that we have, we can utilize the RTI, response to intervention. So we have so much data on our students and we need to use it properly. And one way is that RTI. We know that a student is deficient in an area. We know that they need more help with learning the L2. A lot of our students even need more help with the L1 abilities. We can do home visits. This is a really big thing for families who just can't make it to the school for whatever reason or have difficulty based on their jobs. They cannot make it. So visiting them where they are, meeting them where they are is going to be really big. And we also can help educate our parents too. We have different legalities that they need to know about. We can offer some coaching with learning an L2 for them. There's help in our community with getting a job, getting insurance, getting internet access, all of those things to help educate them with everything they need here too. All right. The first thing we really need to do for our students, though, is we need to create that supportive environment. So we need to keep in mind that there are some families who did not have a good experience or did not have any experience with school. So we need to create welcoming cues for students and parents that they know that this is going to be a place for them to come to and they're going to want to come here. We also need to really stick with that least restrictive environment. So when we notice that something isn't right in school for a student with their placement, we need to speak up. We need to be that advocate, and we absolutely need to go forward strongly in doing that. Also, we need to have proper use of internet sites, and we say proper use of internet sites, technologies, all those things, because oftentimes we feel like we're being told to just give them something when it hasn't been checked out or it hasn't been vetted properly. And we need to make sure that it is absolutely the best thing for them and that it's something that will help our learning. We don't want to waste any class time. We want to make sure that the things that we are telling our students and our families are actually important and are going to be good for them. Some obstacles here. So biases. We have subconscious cultural family experiences, right? There are biases towards migrant students. There are biases towards people who look different, who speak a different language, who don't already just know English. Well, we have to have some empathy there. If all of a sudden we and our families were moved to another country, you're that kid, you have no say on where you're going. We got to do the best for them. Thinking of how to prepare the plans, the activities, the assessments. Think of how to do these in a practical way for them. We need to think of their levels of English proficiency when we do these things. Sometimes we feel, or we have seen the feelings of, that if students are doing something in English, then there's no value. These are just things that we have noticed over the years. So let's do our best to combat these things and to be really upfront about these biases that exist. All right. Another obstacle we have is our lack of proper communication, and we say proper because yeah, we have the communication, but are we doing it the right way? Right. When we don't understand somebody based on their accent, this could be even another teacher. We've seen this, right? Teacher says something to another teacher, and they just kind of say yes, and they nod their head, even though they have no idea what's being said. Um, we can shy away from others, or we can just think, yeah, they don't get it because they don't speak my language properly. So we need to be really open about those things. And what we've seen too is with interviewing people is they want to be heard and they want to know like, yes, I will say this again, or I need to learn this better, and please help me. Our desire, our motivation, we need to keep getting better. We need to be positive through our collaboration as well. Uh, a third obstacle, this is the last part here, is materials. Do we have the right things to display? So, do we have the right kinds of maps? Do we have the right kinds of cultural icons that these students are wanting to see? What's the best way to do those? Well, we ask the students about them. Say like, hey, where is your family from? What do you do? What are the good things from your life? And maybe we need some multiple choice for some students, or we need some pictures, or we need to use some translations, some technology to translate for us as we're getting to know students, especially if their English proficiency is low. But after we learn these things, let's get them around the room. Let's show them that we care about them. And when they know we care, they're going to care about what we know. We all know that. All right. So we're going to review this from time to time too, and we hope that that's going to be a great start for everybody.